Hello and welcome to another bucket list adventure. This is the first of a little 4-part mini-series in which we're going to be talking about why we're doing the bucket list, what's on the list, what we've enjoyed, what our future plans are.
How it started,
Yeah.
how it's expanded.
But in this part we're mainly going to be talking about the list itself and how it came about. And it first initially started off with me giving up working Saturdays. That was the first part that happened, and realising I had nothing to do on Saturdays. So I gave Joe a call one evening and said, do you want to go and play pool?
I was like, yeah. Went up. John started talking about this bucket list idea. I was like, okay, sounds interesting.
Yeah, I've got this really stupid idea of doing a list. And we started just discussing random ideas at that point.
We found some website. Do you remember the name of it? I don't. Yeah. We took that as the basis for our list. Took some ideas from that and started working from there. He had some sites on there. We could probably expand that list of sites. So we decided to go World Heritage sites as well.
Yeah, the World Heritage sites came up really, I suppose, from we started looking into initially, wasn't it? Like Stonehenge, pyramids, Great Wall, and we realised all of these ideas were actually connected with the World Heritage sites. So that became part of what we were doing. And that opened up sort of like nearly 1,000 new places for us to do.
Yeah. Fair few places in the UK that we hadn't been to as well.
Yeah, and some random ones. Some real random places like a housing estate in Germany that we visited before starting doing this.
This was back in 2011. And for 8 years, that's the World Heritage sites were more or less the only places we'd trying to visit. There's a website we've been using called Most Travel Places, which we're looking at as well, trying to get to every area as they define it of the world.
Yeah, because that was one of the strange things. Like we were saying, like we wanted to travel the world, so we wanted to visit every single country, and it was like, well, we've been to Brazil now, and but we've only been to a couple of cities. Does that count as visiting Brazil? If we go to Moscow, does that count as visiting Russia? And this website broke down everywhere into loads of smaller areas, and it was a real source of ideas of how to actually see the countries in the total.
Yeah, and well, eventually, after 8 years of doing this project or something, John had this other idea.
Yeah.
This list isn't big enough.
No, it's not big enough. There's only 1,000 odd places, places in the world to visit on the World Heritage site. Another 600 most travelled persons places to go to. That's not enough. We need to make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, so John had the idea of sticking all the National Trust, English Heritage, Welsh Heritage, Irish Heritage.
Yeah, Scottish, and to top it all off, all the train stations as well, just so that we made sure we visited the UK.
In the UK.
Fully.
Not every train station everywhere in the world. That would be beyond impossible. No way.
So the list is always still developing, it's still changing. Even to this day, like the other week, we actually sat there and properly filled in the museum section for once.
Yeah.
Because it's not only just about travelling. It's the idea of what we wanted the bucket list to be was not only a list of places we wanted to see and visit. It was also supposed to be a list about developing as well. Like there's 1,000 books on there. There's films, there's music, there's food, there's drink.
Whatever you think of is on there.
Yeah. And we do sit there every so often and we review it and we think about what we want to do. We don't take anything off the list. That's probably one of the biggest keys. We only just add onto the list.
The only thing that can really be taken off is if they delist the World Heritage site, Liverpool, something like that. But that's going to happen very rarely.
All right, we've lost the train station as well. Redcar Steel train station closed. So,
for every train station that closes, there's always more opening up. So.
Yeah. And we have to periodically review our list, and the other things on there is like we wanted to take in sport as well. So we've got a lot of sporting events on there. Again,
sporting grounds.
A lot of it's UK centric because we are from the UK. So we have 72 football grounds.
92.
92. We have all the rugby league grounds, all the rugby union grounds, all the cricket grounds that we're going to be going around and reviewing, and hopefully talking to a few locals, regulars, and finding out what it means to them to be a supporter of that team as well.
Yeah.
So we will be reaching out to people and trying to get them involved as well, and hopefully have a little bit of fun as well. I don't know, it's how clean some of the language might be at some of the football grounds, so we might have to edit a bit of it.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing, is working class sport by and large, so you're going to get working class languages.
Yeah. And I suppose up until this point we've done about 500 or 600 items each off of the list, roughly at the minute. Between travels that we've done over the last 10 years, as this is...
Was that put on us on about 5%?
Yeah. We're about 5% of the way through. It is rather large.
The number would have been larger had we had everything on there for the first 8 years of doing it. But yeah.
Yeah, as we came up with these ideas, it's like, yeah, if we'd done that first, we would be a lot higher and we'd be a lot further along and a lot closer. But some of these places we have no worries about going back to.
UK constituencies got added in 2019 as well, so that's another thing we would have had more of done by this point. If we could have taken extra little trips to extra little places by this point.
I think that about wraps up what we're doing, how we're doing it, and what we're doing it.
Yeah.
So please join us again for the next episode when Joe will be answering a simple question of what's been your favourite trip over the last 10 years and why, and some of the hilarious stories that happened. Luckily nothing embarrassing as of yet. Our first 10-year review, it's been quite sane. No embarrassing trips. But some amusing stories and some new friends that we have met along the way.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day we'll meet them again and we'll get them on camera to share their little experience of that one. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.